All right, we struck our pose. There we go. I love it. If anyone can guess what that pose was reminiscent of or an homage to, let us know in the comments. Welcome, everybody, to this AWC 2025 Updates live stream. With me today are my co-chairs of the Authortube Writing Conference, Shanon and Devon. And I'm going to hand it over to them to say hello and do a quick intro of their channels and their writing work.
I'm going first, or Devon, you want to go first? Oh, me. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Shanon. I write in the pen name of SC Houston. I write about broken characters who face adversity to become better versions of themselves. There may or may not be a dragon, but there's always love to find. And I finishing up, we're going to talk about personal wins. So let me not say anything more about my writing, but I also do have a YouTube channel under the name of SC Houston, where I do writing sprints. And November coming up, there's no NaNoWriMo, it's DraNoWriMo, Dragon Novel Writing Month. But my goal is to do a live stream every day for writing sprints every day. If it's, you know, if there might be a day here or there, maybe that something comes up that I won't be able to, but that's my goal for the month. So, yeah.
Awesome. DraNoWriMo. Devon.
Everyone, my name is Devon. I write fantasy and steampunk with snarky female leads and a splash of romance. I mainly run sprints on my channel, but I also talk about books mostly. But you can catch me on Wednesdays for writing sprints and Fridays for reading sprints. And those monthly reading sprints are themed.
Awesome. And if you're new here on the channel and have been brought here by the AWC Neon Lights, my name is Margaret Pinard. I'm a historical fiction and fantasy author, and I do both BookTube and AuthorTube content. So if you're here for BookTube content, you'll have to come back again later. But if you're an author here, welcome, pull up a chair, and give the barkeep your drink order. It's cozy time here. Yeah, we're doing an updates live stream explaining a few of the more recent developments with the conference to keep you guys interested and up to date. And we've got lots of lovely people in the comments. So, Devon, what would those people to do?
Yes, if you have any questions, label them with a Q so they stand out, and we will get to them throughout the update chats.
Yes. The other thing that I want to point out is we are at 17% on our Ko-fi. So wouldn't it be nice if we ran this up to 100% for Christmas? So that's your mission if you choose to accept it. Hello, everybody. If you can give a few dollars for a tip in the tip jar, for the AWC, that will help us cover the costs of the website and the apps that we use to keep the conference going and stay connected with you all. So that is that link right there in the chat. And without further ado, let's go to our first announcements with Shanon.
Yay. So I think at the last live stream, I had mentioned that I had a fourth person in mind that I really wanted to bring on as a special guest speaker. And I didn't know this person personally, but I knew someone who knew them. So I was trying to go through them to meet, you know, to kind of make the connection. Hopefully we could get them onto the conference. That was kind of the idea. Yeah. Well, I went to a conference last week, Self-Publishing Live 2024 with Brian Cohen and his company Best Page Forward. And on the second day, we were in a break and I just heard this voice. I was like, I know that voice. I know that voice. And I was like, so I went, and it was the person I wanted to invite to be the special guest speaker. And he was talking with Brian Cohen, which was perfect because Brian spoke as a special guest speaker at this last year. And Brian saw I was trying to get in and have a conversation. And I was like, he was going to back off. I was like, no, stay here. I was like, I would like to, you know, pitch this. And so I introduced myself. It was Jason Hamilton from the YouTube channel, The Nerdy Novelist. And yeah. And so I pitched it. And then Brian also gave his experience as a speaker. And he said that he was interested. And I've sent the email out. I told him I would send it out this week after we got back from the conference. Haven't got it back yet, but he said he was in. So we're hoped, you know, fingers crossed that nothing changes. So
awesome. Nerdy Novelist.
Yes.
So speaker reveal number 1, very awesome. We did have the volunteer call go out, and so we've got more volunteers that have come on, which is also awesome. If you want to be a volunteer, you get to sit in on exciting planning meetings as well, as some people can attest to. So that's awesome. And I've lost my place because I was looking for a link. So I'm scrolling back up to my outline. Oh my goodness.
It's definitely hiding.
Yes, got it.
I could talk about a couple other things if you want to look at it. Okay. So there are a couple other things that we're working on for the Authortube Writing Conference. Both of these things have been brought up in the past by people who have attended the conference, and that is awards and an anthology. Now the awards will be, you know, something fun. It's just not, we're not trying to be like serious on the awards. It's just something fun to do. And then the anthology. So we have 2 teams made. We have 1 team for the awards. We have 1 team for the anthology. We have meetings coming up. We've already had 1 meeting for the anthology, but we're going to be working on that and trying to get that going for the 2025 Authortube Writing Conference.
Nice.
Yes.
So if you are a volunteer or someone who is already on the Discord, there is a channel that I believe is public for the awards ideas that people can like pitch ideas in, because there's some really fun ones and it started in the summer. So like they've kept going. If you want to be included or have ideas, drop into the Discord if you haven't in a while and say hello. Cool stuff, says DL. Yep.
All the cool stuff here. If you guys aren't on the socials, aren't big on Instagram, X, or Facebook, we are in all of those places, but we also have a Ko-fi newsletter. So if you sign up for the newsletter, you will get emailed all of the updates whenever we have a new updates announcement, any links that we have for volunteers for the merch store. Sign up for the Ko-fi newsletter and it'll all be there. We also have the Discord, as Margaret said, and we have open chat going for ideas, for giveaways, for prizes, and any questions you may have. And again, don't forget to give a tip on the Ko-fi so we can keep up with the cost of the website and all of the fun apps that we do.
Yay. So we had a speaker reveal. Do we have any team member reveals?
I mean, we've got the teams. I think I've got like Sky. She was the website coordinator from last year. She's sticking on. She's been awesome. Yeah. And then I've got 2 new people that I'm working with that I don't know who they are. So it's going to be nice to meet them. But I've already sent emails to both of them to set up times to meet. So yeah, just
Awesome.
I think I'm waiting for a reply from one more to come back. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
And Ruth has also joined the street team as well. So
Which
I just spoke with her today.
yeah, and when and she had reached out through the contact form on the Authortube website, the Authortube Writing Conference website, which anyone can do. You can reach out that way if you don't know us, or know how to get in touch with us, and that's, you know, do that. And so, and I think I was monitoring the inbox, and so I saw the email, and she said something about the website, so I thought that's what she might want to do. But now that we were trying, you know, narrow down what it was, she was like, "Oh, well, I know Devon. I'm in somebody's Discord. Oh yeah, I know who's. I don't want to say it out loud. But yeah, I'm in somebody's Discord. And that's where I met Devon, and she's the one that told me about the AWC. And I said, "Well, that's great that you want to work with her." She's like, "Yeah." So.
Awesome. Nicole's here with a great question. How would you like us to go about using the Discord? Can we just jump in and chat? It looks so new and clean. I don't want to mess it up.
Please jump in and chat. Start the conversation.
And I popped that in the chat, so feel free.
And then if you guys are in a position where you are, you know, you want to contribute in some way to the Authortube Writing Conference, but you can't do the volunteering, you can't do the Ko-fi. We also do have a giveaway program. Like if you have books or courses that you'd like to give away, you can do that. And we do have a form for that where you can fill it out and offer something that is to give away during the Authortube Writing Conference.
Yeah, in kind donations. Unfortunately, we can't take fresh baked loaves of sourdough. I would if I could, but okay. So before we go into some details for the street team volunteers and all that is happening in Devon's neck of the woods, I wanted to remind people, since we're going to talk about some deadlines, that if you do want to present and be a speaker, you will have resources. If you want to be a volunteer, but you don't know what it will entail, we do have resources, and we have people standing by on the phones. So don't be scared. Just ask like what's involved, and we'll reach out and talk to you like some of us are doing this weekend, perhaps. So yeah, we definitely, Shanon has paved the way with the guides and SOPs and like basically here's what to expect. So she's trying her darndest to give people lots of resources to be able to help and spread around all the credit. So Devon, tell us about what the street team is up to and what you've got planned, because it's very exciting.
So the street team, I do have the Google folder in there. There are some graphics already made, and you can just jump in, copy and paste those into whatever social media platform you use. If you have a newsletter, go ahead and pop that in. The links are in there. If you're worried about the graphics or you want to create something of your own, I do have the AWC's exact hex code for colors along with the font.
Oh, she makes it easy too. I mean, I do the SOPs, but she's making it all easy for street team. All you just go grab and send.
And go. Just grab and go.
Graphics. Excellent. Let's see, call for volunteers. So I've got the same link. I've got maybe a dozen people who have come in through different channels, but we definitely need more, especially for moderators. And many people have done this before. So if you know you're going to be ready to do this again next year and like, you know, you can do 3 talks, whatever, that would be great. And if you are new and don't know what that is, moderating is one of the on-the-ground essential workers that we need during the weekend of the conference. It's people who are cleared to post links and so can help get the word out for the speaker, and also trained in how to kick people out of the studio if they're not behaving well. So basically you get to be a bouncer, and also just like sprinkle magic, happiness, and positivity links. So who doesn't want to do that? But we do need a lot to cover all of the speaker slots, all of the time slots for the weekend, because there are a lot of things going on. So that's why we just need kind of a big number. And so more is mo better.
And it is June 27th through 28th or 29th, sorry, if we didn't say that. Or if we did and you weren't here for it.
Yes, June 27th to 29th. There we go.
The link for the giveaway books. Yeah, I can drop it. Hold on, I can drop it into there.
It's in the chat. I can pin it.
Oh, you put it in the chat? Oh, you did.
It's in the chat. Yeah. It's a few spaces above the question. And I wanted to say about the moderator thing. So we do get feedback from the volunteers. And one of the things that was confusing was if we have a moderator and a backup and how they're supposed to interact if they're both there. So we do have people that have things come up at the last minute. And so that's why we do need the backup. But sometimes they can both be there. And then like, what's the expectation? So we will be giving clearer instructions this year in consultation with people who volunteer and give, you know, their feedback or information, so that doesn't arise and we don't like step on each other's feet, because that was great feedback and we want to make sure people feel safe and appreciated and that they're not just doing duplicate work. So yes, we heard that feedback and we're on it.
And I still think the biggest draw to being a moderator is that you might get to work with some of your most favorite people on YouTube that you wouldn't otherwise ever connect with. Yeah.
It's pretty great. Important upcoming dates. So we mentioned a few of them. Shanon, did you want to go over some of the closest ones that people should be aware of?
Well, I think if I have it right, the closest one is our application open period, which is November 15th. It will stay open for 2 months this time. So it'll close on January 15th. Yeah. It's just a little over 2 months then. but yeah, so 2 months. Yep. But they will open up in November. So you can start thinking about what you might want to do And you guys, you can also, we'll have a live stream that day that it's open. And if you're like, still like, you're not sure what you want to do, you can bring your pitches if people want it. And if anyone's here, if you have some ideas that you want to pitch, please feel free to do so. Yeah.
Yes. We might do that on a live stream the next time, right? Like respond to pitch ideas.
Yeah. And we should have the March stored up by then too.
Yeah. We had a question from the Writing Sisters from earlier. Will there be a theme for AWC?
No themes.
No. We learned that lesson with that one.
Yes. We had another question. Anthology. What's that? So who knows a little bit more about the anthology to talk about that?
I have to see if I've got it right. Nicole's in the chat. She's still here. Nicole Ford Thomas. She's one of the people that's working on the anthology with me. And I wrote down some notes. So from what I understand, that what we're going to do right now, and this could slightly change depending on what we get for pitches and what's accepted for the Authortube Writing Conference. Because one thing we're looking at is that there might be a theme for the anthology if we see a lot of a lot of pitches are like around the same kind of concept. So yeah, we're going to throw it. But we don't know. We don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. So the main thing is we're trying to capture whatever people are inspired by during the conference, what they're inspired to write, whether it's to write more or to write something specific. We want to try and capture all of that. So a theme for that probably later to be announced. There will be a form. It's going to open for the anthology. It'll open on 29 June, which is the last day of the conference, and it will stay open to the end of July, so just over a month. So if you're inspired by anything during the conference, you have a month to write it and submit it. It will be 18 plus only, though, for contributions. So anyone under 18, we didn't want to have to, figure out what we need to do to, that sticking point of getting parental permission and stuff like that if you're not 18. And it will be clean, so no open door things on the page or extreme violence. And they were most likely going to make it only KU, and then all funds will be given into everything that's made from the anthology will be given into the AWC funds. So I was told quite harshly, no, not harshly, strongly. That's the word I was looking for. I was told quite strongly that we need to have money in reserves, because when I had the sponsorship 2 years ago, I used everything that was left over to put back into the Authortube Writing Conference that year, but we didn't get enough money from this past year to pay for expenses. So yes, I was told I was not doing it right and that we need to fix this. So yes, so any funds will go into an AWC fund to pay for expenses, and and then we're putting together a finance committee. So they're going to be the ones in charge of figuring out how the money is spent.
I feel like, how on a plane they say if someone has a heart attack, is there a doctor on the plane? I think, is there an accountant on the plane? Can we have someone to straighten this out? Awesome.
Well, the two people who want to do the committee, one has experience with doing nonprofits, which I've been wanting to make AWC a nonprofit organization. So it's filing paperwork, 501c. I think if I have that right. And, setting it up as a nonprofit. And then once we have that done, we can actually apply for like grants and stuff to get money to help with AWC. And the other one has worked for nonprofit, and they've both have experience with like how that works. So
amazing experience.
Yeah.
Yes. Sweet. Okay. So I'm going to do another solicit questions. I think Nicole is the one with the most questions here, but if anyone else had any, now's the time. I'm going to sprinkle some positivity into this live stream and ask for authors' personal wins. So this is just my idea to make this a little bit like happy and not so nerve-wracking, which is give us a personal win that we can celebrate with you today on the live stream. And I was going to start by saying, I'm pretty proud of the series that I'm doing, the Good Fight Fridays series. So I've had 3 speakers so far, and I've got, I think, 2 left, maybe 3. And this is something that I thought would be thematically linked to my release. So I would have authors come on my channel and talk about social change, sweeping social struggles in their fiction, and have those take place on Fridays. So we could talk about the good fight on Fridays And that's what we've been doing. It's been great. So I've got a playlist, and I popped that in the chat if you want to catch up. I've got Leonor Solis coming on the channel this Friday, and she writes contemporary Latin romance with plus-size heroines. So all sorts of good stuff going on, and really good, really good. So join me on that. And that is what I am feeling good about as a personal win. Devon, how about you?
After we survive the hurricanes, I will finally be able to get my copy edit back for book 2 at the next week. So I'm still debating on when to release. If I have enough time to release in November, I don't want to release in December, but we'll see what happens. But it's a win.
Yay! Writing deadlines.
Yes. Self-inflicted writing deadlines.
Not self-imposed, self-inflicted. I like that. Word choice, Devon.
I am punishing myself. I got to get it done.
Oh boy. All right. Shannon.
So I thought my personal win was something different than Margaret said I should choose something else, but but you said, so I was thinking my personal win, because this was homework that Margaret gave us, which was awesome because I love positivity. I was thinking is that I finally finished the first round revisions on my 193,000 novel, which I did get down to 174. So I finished that Sunday night. But then when I was telling her about how this is the first week where I've had 2 writing streams that I didn't write at all, but that's the first time all year that I've not written at all. And she's like, that's a win.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like the equivalent of an ultra runner to me with writing. That's amazing. Nicole says, I'm 3 chapters away from finishing Midnight Murders. Very nice. Taking a day off so I don't burn out. Yeah, balance, self-care is good. Nicole says her personal win is I was able to visit with my parents today and not get arrested. Sounds like your backstory on that.
Well, I think she was one who said that she was going to have a sign that said no politics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right.
Oh boy. Oh boy. The Writing Sisters finishing a new collection of poetry to release in December. Amazing. Yeah. DL says my 6-year anniversary on Authortube is on Halloween. Oh my gosh. And I'm only 10 subs away from 600. So very happy about that. Okay. So on BookTube, horror, not only is it in season, but it's one of the popular genres. I can't tell you how many channels I go to subscribe to, and I'm like, well, they're horror, so they're not exactly like what I read, but it's very popular. So I'm sure on this stream we can get 10 subs for DL to hit 600. That'd be awesome. Writing Sisters. Speaking of awesome anthologies, AuthorTuber's Bog Hag looks amazing. Yes. Nicole's baby. Yes. Chat's always hard to catch up with. Yeah. You take it at your own time. Take it at your leisure. Right now, I'm Kaufman, fellow AuthorTuber. I'd love to get more involved. Want to learn more and have questions. What's the best way to reach out? Oh, thank you for reminding me. I have a banner that I haven't deployed yet. For people who do not want to go via the volunteer form, which is in the chat, you can always just use you can use this email to directly email the Authortube Writing Conference at gmail.com, or use the contact form on the website at authortubewritingconference.com. So there's many.
And if you're curious to know any more, the past year's playlists are attached to the website if you want to get a feel for what's going to be coming up.
Yay. Welcome right now. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. Leslie's here, popping in to tap the like button. Thank you, Leslie. Like, subscribe. Nicole says, go HorrorTube. See, fans, I'm telling you.
Well, it has been growing in popularity over the last couple of years. So just like the K-Lytics report, which is just Amazon sales, but it's been growing. So
yeah, that's the book part. I'm talking about YouTube channels, which is
talking about horror.
Independent. Yeah, independent.
Yep.
People reading. Yeah. Yeah, Nicole says everyone works so hard on their stories and poems. I'm so proud of them. Yay. I may have taken a waltz through the table of contents. Very impressive. Luna's Mystical Delights wrote first chapter for creating a monster book, one of Demonic Angel series, a book I tried writing as a teen and had to put aside.
Nice.
Oh, it's a second chance romance with a book. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, Cat Paw's here. Hello, hello. And Nicole says, yeah, so lots of my highest viewed videos are horror related, even thrillers and suspense. Wow. Interesting.
Nice.
Sadly, I will never be in that.
No, me neither. It's not going to happen. So.
And
short
then,
stories.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Kat says, I got some ideas for what I want to attempt to achieve next year written down. Awesome.
I still need to do that.
In terms of like goals in general for the year?
Yeah, well, because we have a new co-host for the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks podcast. Morgan had to bow out, which we have a lovely episode saying our goodbyes to her that will come out December 15th. But we're already recording for next year. So we've got a new co-host, but we were like, we should like introduce him on the first episode and talk about 2025 goals, right? That's going to come out in January, except we're recording it now. So I was like, I have to figure this out.
Okay. So you got an earlier deadline because you're pre-recording.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this in terms of goals and tasks because, people say live in the now, live in the present. But we're really living like in all sorts of different times because we're thinking ahead and planning. And that's why our split personalities come to the fore because we're literally split in pieces in time.
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi thriller. This is the month for reading Laura Nettles' Tiny Shivers. Excellent.
I have that book somewhere.
Yeah.
I love the book. It's great.
Yeah, we had someone mention tentacles on one of the Good Fight Fridays, and someone said, ooh, let's see if Laura is summoned because the tentacles were mentioned.
Well, it's on the book cover too, so.
Yeah. I've been working on writing my goals down and breaking them up into manageable steps that work around my limited time. Valuable skill. Thank you, Fiona. Nice to see you. You broke. Lauren, I don't do romance. I broke. You broke.
You broke. I broke. We both broke.
Yeah, I'm missing. Yeah,
I dip. We dip. We both dip.
Yeah, non conjugated languages can do that song with any verb you want. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are good personal wins. I'm glad. I'm hoping that's a little drop of positive for everyone viewing. If you've got questions for speaker pitches, if you've got a question for giveaway.
I saw a pitch in the chat.
Where?
I saw it and then something
it was
about
distraction.
I think it was the Writing Sisters probably, or maybe it was Luna. Did you find it? Yeah, there we go.
Okay. You want to explain this?
Me?
Or address? I don't know how
to
respond because it's not enough for me to go on. Go ahead.
So I'm just taking it as a pitch idea for self-publishing as a blind writer. And if I remember right, this is Nicole. Nicole, didn't you guys do something about, I don't remember. I thought there was something with done with disabilities or blindness in a previous, I think any time we can.
Right?
Blind characters, right? Yes. Yeah. So as a blind writer, that would be slightly different. So I think that would be a great idea because then I don't know if you have ideas of where you're going to go with that, but in my mind, I'm automatically going to like, what are the additional resources and tools that you use to be able to write, and what is like the best sites for you to go to, the best tools for you to use, so to help our audience who may need that information.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking apps. I'm thinking networks. I'm thinking separate maybe markets for posting or publishing to because of the community you belong to. So yeah, that could be a good one.
Absolutely.
You could do it as a round table or a panel because there's quite a few. Like you and your sister. There's Jordan. I don't know if he's ever been on like live anywhere, but
I haven't seen Jordan Mahoney live. Just in the chat. There's another gal that I've seen. I think it's Writing in Darkness.
Maybe
I've seen her videos. I've subscribed recently. So yeah, lots of good topics. If you go to the guide, there are sample topics that could like get your brain started to thinking about others as well. And that link is right here.
Oh, Rachel too. Rachel's had Rachel, I don't remember. She's had to have stuff going on with her eyes and get treatments and stuff.
Gotcha. The Mistress of Horror is thinking of pitching a panel about horror. I
mean, that taps right into what we were talking about with the horror being popular right now. So
Yes.
Oh, cat paw. I will try to follow this up with a comment later with that channel link, because I will have to go through all my subscriptions, and you guys don't want to wait for me to do that. There's like 600 plus. Yeah.
Ocular melanoma. Yeah. Hello, Esther.
Esther.
Eva.
Hello, Eva. Can't hear about here. Yeah. All right. Amazing ideas flowing. I can see your fingertips are all tingling with the need to type out your ideas. So I think that's all the updates we have today. Let me take a moment, because there's always something at the end that Shanon thinks up right after we go off the air. So is there anything?
My brain doesn't stop.
Okay. All right. Well, that is us today. So thanks everyone for coming by, listening to our updates, our reveals. And I did put the thing up at the bottom. So if you want to go back and you missed it, feel free to replay. And we'll let you know when we have the next live stream. It'll be on Devon's channel, I believe, for
November 15th.
The application opening day.
We don't know yet. We still have to pick a time, but yeah.
Yay. So get ready.
Yeah.
With that, take care, everyone. Happy reading. Stay safe out there. Bye. Oh, the Charlie's Angels.